You smashed one down the line. I mean, come on, Blue. We have to have more athleticism there. Did you talk to him after that?
I did. I was giving some crap too. Well, I hit the ball hard. The ball chased him. He didn't have that much time to move around. But I mean, yeah, it's not just the extra base. It was gonna be an RBI because the guy we gotta run on second base, and as soon as the
Yeah.
ball hit him, it's a dead ball. So I'm happy that I got a hit, and it wasn't like he hit him and it went right to someone and I was out.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 187 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. And we have circled back to Miguel Rojas of your Los Angeles Dodgers. He is joining us as they begin their first road trip of the season out in Arizona. Hello, Miggy Ro.
What up, Chris? How are you, man? It's really good to see you again. After one series in Dodger Stadium, we hit the road, like you say. It's gonna be our first road trip, so looking forward to do this.
So where do you go? You go Arizona, and then I didn't even pay attention where you're off to next.
Yeah, Arizona and San Francisco. So 4 here, three in San Fran. Then we go back home.
I'll tell you this. The divisional travel in the NL West, very nice. I think the furthest
Super
road
nice.
trip got is to Colorado, and that's only like an hour 40 flight.
Yeah, that's right. But remember, this year we play in the whole league, so there's not gonna be many travels to stay in the West. We're gonna go to the Central more, and we're gonna go to the East. So, but I'm excited because I'm gonna have chance to see my family when I go to the East a little bit more because now I'm kind of by myself here in LA.
Okay, well, I want to let you know, you have a family in Los Angeles.
That's right.
You
That's
are
right.
welcome. I mean, you work at night most times, but you are more than welcome to just come over and just hang out if you want a nice home cooked meal. If you just want a place to put your feet up and stretch out from your little rented abode, you have an open door policy here.
Yeah, brother. Hey, I appreciate that, and I'm gonna be coming and visit you and the family for sure, so I can talk to the kids and stuff because it can be sometimes he can be a little bit you follow into these routines that you just wake up and do the same thing over and over, and it gets to you mentally for sure in a long season.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this after you got traded, that this is the first time that you're dealing with kind of being on your own for a while. And I don't care if you're 34 years old or you're 52 years old or whatever. It gets a little lonely when you're out there without your people.
It does, man. You can really feel it, and you start like figure out that you need to do stuff that you haven't been done in your whole career, kind of taking care of an apartment and making sure that you have to take the trash out and you have to make sure that everything looks good and everything is good in your apartment because you're by yourself. So there's definitely a little bit more of responsibilities there before you go to the ballpark and perform.
I don't want you going down and playing poker every night. That's the thing I'm worried
No,
about.
no, 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 no. I'm not doing that either. I'm getting out of the games too late too. So I'm picking my spots. I'm waiting to for an off day or something like that, so I can actually go and play a little bit of poker. But definitely need to keep my game going for sure.
Okay. We got a lot to cover with you. But I think the most interesting thing that happened on the Dodgers opening homestand was that dude who jumped out of the crowd to propose to his now fiance. Did you see this whole thing happen?
Man, that was crazy. I was playing that game too. I was inside. I think I was inside. I couldn't really see it live because it happened so quick, The guy jumped on the field. I mean, you sometimes as a player you don't really pay attention to what's going on at the time. But then when the guy got tackled, we saw the video afterwards, and you can see Julie. You can see Junie over there, like I mean, with his hands up. That was so funny for me. Like he was so happy for him, and then all of a sudden he put his hands over his head because the guy got tackled so hard, man. And it's funny because the security talked to us like one day before opening day when we were playing against the Angels or something like that at home, and they were talking about that situation when we have a people on the field, or what we need to do as a player, how they gonna approach the guys, and they were ready to do that. Like the guy tackled him, you got reinforced there, 3 more guys. I mean, they did a spectacular job. Poor guy, man.
Well, yeah, there were a lot of people who felt bad for him. They were like, "Oh, they shouldn't hit him as hard." Where do you stand on this whole thing? Because those people are there to protect you.
100%, and you never know what he's there for. He probably was just proposing, but other people, you don't know their intentions. When someone jump into the field like that, it's never like a safe thing to do. So for all the fans out there, don't be thinking that if you're just jumping on the field just to say hi or to be a nice person, you're gonna be treated like that. No, I mean, you're gonna be treated as a threat. Because I mean, we never know what can happen, and what the intention of the people are. So I'm fully supportive to our people and the staff that is the security at Dodger Stadium, because they're doing their job, and I mean, that was unbelievable.
All I can tell you is this: the Rams and Chargers both went, what are the names of those guys? Because they got some pretty good closing speed on them, and they hit.
Yeah. Then the guy couldn't see him coming to either. He didn't hear any steps or anything. That was a great hit for sure.
Could you imagine if she said yes? Could you imagine if after all that she said no?
That was gonna be a tough night for sure. Getting hit that hard, that video is gonna be out there forever, and then probably spend all your money on a wedding ring and all that, and just to say no. Wow. I mean, I'm glad that he's gonna get married, and I'm happy for him and his fiance.
He should invite all the Dodgers players just as a nice little skit.
Where at?
I said he should invite all of the Dodgers.
Oh,
players
to the wedding. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many guys are gonna show up, but definitely that would be nice. Imagine if we do it at Dodger Stadium. A wedding at Dodger Stadium, just in that area right there in left field.
And then they, when whoever presides over the ceremony says, "Does anybody object?" It'd be great if the 3 security dudes then just
the 3 security guys
right at home plate.
Yeah. I think that would be a epic ceremony for sure.
Was there good is there a good story for when you proposed to your wife? Anything good?
Not really, because I did it during the regular season in Venezuela when I was playing winter ball, and so I've been this kind of guy where, when things are not going that well in baseball, on the field, I'm kind of different at home, and I mean, the one day we was having dinner after my game, and I didn't have a good game, and I have the ring on my front pocket on my jean, and I said, you know what? Why would I wait longer for this? Like, I want to propose. I have the ring right here. I shouldn't have the ring there, because I got, like, I don't know, like, my reaction was like, okay, I want to have this. I want to be with this girl. I want to be with my wife right now for a long time. So I just gonna do it now. So we were having dinner, and I just proposed to her over there during dinner. But it wasn't anything special, like, my focus always being like, okay, what do I need to do next day to play? And I mean, she's gonna be with me at the game or whatever. I think we were always rushing, and so that's why I proposed like that, just in a dinner table.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, nothing crazy. It was kind of, I mean, a reaction that I had because I was sitting with her and I felt it was the right time, and I just did it.
Good. And she said yes.
Yeah, she said yes, and now we're here, 2 kids and 10 years later.
That's nice. So how was it the second time around playing at Dodger Stadium as a Dodger? Were there different emotions? Was it, what went on for you?
Yeah, a lot of good things and good memories about the time that I was playing here, but it's different now. I think it's a different point of view from me, a different perspective. and a different approach that I have during this year. You know, having that knowing that I'm gonna be playing shortstop a lot, and knowing that I'm gonna be part of something that we want to accomplish all as a team. You know, and I'm not really worrying about myself. I worry about the team. I'm worrying about winning games. How can I contribute to win games? And I'm super obsessed about, you know, enjoying the moment, enjoying the time that I'm here, and enjoying every single game, because that's something that I don't want to look back and regret that I didn't enjoy my time with the Dodgers. And this is a special group, man. Walking in that clubhouse and seeing the guys and seeing how confident they are, you know, on themselves and on the whole team. I feel like that's contagious, and I like feeling like that way, you know. And that's the feeling that I have right now. I just want to go to the ballpark every single day to spend time with the boys and do it all together. You know, nobody wants to chase anything in particular. Personally, I feel like everything is like towards winning the game that night, and that's something that is really special. And I haven't felt that in a long time.
Must be different going to a ballpark. With all due respect to what happened in Miami, you know, that wasn't a team that had a lot of tradition when it came to winning, right? Now you're joining the team that has been to the playoffs 10 straight years, that has been to the World Series a couple of times, that has kissed the trophy before. Is it different when you show up to work and you know, like, we're winning 70% of the time?
Yeah, it's the expectations, man, and having the high standards, you know, for not just for you as a player that need to prepare for that game and be ready for the other guys, for the organization itself. You know, we take pride of preparing every single day and putting the best product out there for the fans to enjoy a winning team. You know, and that's something that I'm really seeing these first couple games. There's no heroes, you know. It can be the pitching staff one day. It can be Will Smith, like he's been crushing this whole series. It can be Freddie Freeman hitting a double with 2 outs, and then we score 7 runs after that. You know, it's something that you can feel the vibe of. Yeah, we hit a lot of homers, you know, as a team, but we're not looking to slog. You know, like we're looking to put pressure on the other team, and I feel like that's feel by the opposite, you know, like they felt that we're gonna put pressure on you different ways, you know. People walk, people hit a double, another guy reach base, another guy hit a sac fly, so the pressure is always on. And that's what I feel it makes this team really special, because it's not waiting for one guy to hit a 3-run homer. I mean, it's gonna happen because we got a lot of guys that can do it, but from the younger guys like James Altman, you see Jason Hayward coming in, hitting 2 bombs and being so good for the team already. Trayce Thompson hit a 3-run a game with 3. He hit 3 homers in one game the other day. You get like production from everywhere, so you don't need to feel like, okay, I need to do it. You know, like Mookie do his part, Freddie, all the guys in the lineup. I think up and down we have a pretty balanced lineup, and it's really nice to have it.
More of the Rose rotation coming your way, but first, quick reminder, today's episode presented to you by Shady Rays. I want you to take on the sun with gear that is built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades at a very affordable price. In fact, Shady Rays offers a world-class product just as good as any expensive pair you've ever worn. We're talking about durable frames, extremely clear optics, and that's not all. It's got my favorite thing ever. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in the history of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. So what does that mean? You sit on your shades. You lose them in the ocean or at the beach. You just let them know, hey, mine are broken. I lost them. They're not going to go, oh, you moron. They're going to say, where do we send you a new pair? They don't even ask the question. Like, wait, don't you want my excuse? No, they don't care. They want to send you a brand new pair of these babies. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. So head on over to ShadyRays.com. Use the code word ROSE for 50% off 2+ pair of polarized sunglasses. Once again, ShadyRays.com. Code is ROSE. 50% off 2+ pair of polarized sunglasses. Believe me, you'll be wearing them in style. You know, I felt good for Trayce because no matter what he does in this game, he's always going to be Clay's brother. And that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, it's like we're talking about a borderline Hall of Famer who's a 4-time champion, a 5-time All-Star, and one of the sweetest shooters we've ever seen in the league. By the way, you don't like Golden State, right? Aren't you a Laker guy or something?
I'm a Laker guy, especially when Kobe and Shaq plays. I feel like I'm more of a Laker guy, and I like the colors too. You know, the gold with the purple. I think I really like the colors of the uniform and all that. I feel more represented by the Lakers than any other team in basketball.
So when Clay pays a visit, because inevitably he always comes down and sees his brother somewhere, he's going to come in the clubhouse, and he's going to talk. You're going to let him know you're a Lakers fan, right?
No, I'm just gonna be happy to get to meet him because I like basketball and I really enjoy what he does. I'm a basketball fan. I'm not a like one specific team fan. I feel like I was a Kobe fan and that's why I follow the Lakers. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy when I'm around basketball players because I feel like that's the sport that I love watching, and watching stars from another sport. I think it's better than watching the stars from your same sport. But looking forward to. No, I haven't this year, but I went to a game back in 2014. But I'm looking forward to go this year for sure.
You got to get somebody in the front office and be like, "Hey, I'm dying to go to a Laker game. Can we make that?" I mean, we've basically run out of time in the regular season, so
it needs to happen quick. That's right.
Yeah. And also, depending on who they play in the first round, it could be. I think the Lakers could get on a little bit of a run, but it could be quick.
I know. Yeah, I need to see where they're gonna play when I get back to LA and see if I can go to the game for sure.
Yeah, let's try and hook that up. Have you bought any Jordans on the West Coast yet?
Yeah, I got a couple pairs the other day. I went shopping a little bit before the travel here to Arizona. So I got a couple pairs that I like. There's really nice stores here, but they've been kind of slow on latest Jordans out. I didn't really like them, so I have to wait until like something really good attract me, so I can go for it.
Did you bring them with you on your trip?
I think I bring one pair on the trip, but I left the other ones at home.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yep.
During that first homestand, I was very upset at an umpire. He took an extra base away from you. You smashed one down the line. I mean, come on, Blue. We have to have more athleticism there. Did you talk to him after that?
I did. I was giving some crap too. Well, I hit the ball hard. The ball chased him. He didn't have that much time to move around. But it's not just the extra base. It was gonna be an RBI because the guy we gotta run on second base, and as soon as the ball hit him, it's a dead ball. So I'm happy that I got a hit. And it wasn't like he hit him and it went right to someone and I was out. I got a hit there. But I hit the ball really hard and I was giving some crap. He said, "Man, that thing hurts." And I wanted that RBI and I wanted that double, but it's okay. I'm gonna have another opportunity to do it for sure.
I know, but Brady came running down. He's like, "Dad, you see what happened to Miggy Ro?" I said, "Like, look at this." I was like, "Oh man,
that was
and an RBI for my guy. We can't be doing that."
That's a bummer. That's a bummer for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. We won that game. We won that game by a lot of runs. So that's the most important thing.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Yep.
Did they hook you up, by the way? You guys are in Arizona. You don't have to tell me where you stay, but there's a lot of nice places to stay in Arizona.
This place where we're staying right now is pretty show. It's got a golf course. It looks like a maze to get to your room. It's pretty big. Yeah, I think it's not just a hotel. It's like a resort, golf course. Pretty nice place to stay, especially when it's a 4-game series during the weekend. I think it's really nice to stay in a place like this, so you disconnect from from everything. And as soon as you go to the ballpark, it's like work time. But when the game is over or during the morning and stuff, like you can do so many other things, not just like thinking about baseball and thinking to get out of here to go to the ballpark because it's not enjoyable. So I always appreciate staying in a nice hotel when we're on the road because you have time to do many other things.
You see, now that's the thing that a lot of fans don't know is that not every team travels the same way. There are some teams that do it on the cheap, and there are some that do it right. I think you are with one right now that does it right.
Yeah, they do it right, and they're not afraid to spend on the security, safety, and amenities for the players. High class organization that is always like looking out for players, looking out for their families, and for the best of to put the players in the best position to succeed in all aspects. Not just on the field but off the field as well. And the way that they do things here, I mean, they've been doing it for a long time, and they keep everybody happy for sure.
All right, so not everybody gets a suite on the road. But I mean, I imagine Mookie, Kershaw, Freddie, all those guys are living, and that's okay, right?
Yeah, that's what you do when you have some like time in the game, and you actually, that's something that players sometimes ask for in their contracts when they're like getting to a point where, I mean, they've been playing in the league for so long, and that's something special. It's not easy to get. It's not easy to get to this point. But when I signed my last deal, that was something that I put on my contract, and I said, yeah, I want a suite on the road, and I'm one of those guys right now for sure.
Oh, Miggy Ro put it in his contract.
Yeah.
Should we take a little tour of the suite, or is that giving away too much?
No, let me see if I can show you a little bit. So here's a bedroom. It's just like a very nice bedroom and bathroom back there.
Okay. Yep. All right. We got big space. We got a separate look. Whoa. Miggy, I'm moving in there.
Yeah, let's go. Come here, man. I got 2 different bathrooms. So I got another bathroom here. It's really nice. It's nice. That's how you're in the show, bathtub, Miggy, when you get to a point where you can actually ask for something in your contract, you play for a long time, you actually deserve some credit, and so you're part of that group that can ask for your suite,
I love it. I
like to be comfortable on the road for sure. So that's why I asked for it, and it was important for me when I signed my deal, and I asked them in Miami, and they kept it here too. So,
well, wouldn't they have had to? I mean, everything transfers over. I mean, when they trade for you, they trade for your contract too. It's not like everything gets dumped. So the Dodgers knew that. I think they'll be just fine if they have to upgrade you from a team to a suite. They'll figure that one out. That's right.
I don't think it's gonna be a big problem. So that's I will be playing for everything that I got for sure.
Yeah, somehow the Dodgers will make ends meet financially. But here's what you got to do: you got to get somebody to watch the kids so that Mama can travel with you on the road somewhere.
I know. I need to. We figure out. We're trying to see each other on the East Coast or Chicago or anywhere like that we can see each other a little more during the regular season. But right now Aaron is in school, so we don't want him to be missing so many days. But definitely looking forward to see him somewhere along the way.
Okay. Good. I certainly hope that happens.
Hey, you Rose Rotationers, the baseball season is in full swing. You know that already, but whether you're rooting for the home team or betting on your favorite player, DraftKings Sportsbook has got you covered for all this season's action. And right now, new customers can place a $5 pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. Plus, everyone can hit it out of the park with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Boost your winnings with each leg you add. You get up to 100%. It's that simple. Take wins and home runs and strikeouts. That's usually my 3 combos. Wins, home runs, strikeouts, stepped up same game parlay. It doesn't beat it. It makes sense every time. Join the big league action now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app and sign up with code ROSE, and new customers can bet just $5 on any pregame money line and get $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code ROSE. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Massachusetts, 800-327-5050, or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Now back to the show.
Last time we caught up, you were talking about not playing in the World Baseball Classic, and we heard how much in your voice it bothered you, but you had to make a decision once Gavin Lux got injured for the year about your role change, so you stayed with the Dodgers. But I'm sure you watched as much of the World Baseball Classic as you could. Did you watch the Venezuela-USA game?
Oh yeah, I was locked in on it. It was pretty painful when Trey hit that homer, to go ahead right there, man. Up by 2-2, like after Luis Arraez hit the home run in the 8th, I think hitting in the bottom of the 7th or something like that. When we were to the 8th, like looking for 6 outs, up by 2, I thought we got it, man. I thought we got it, and they played their ass off, and they put themselves in a really good position there to do that. Pete Alonso with a bloop single to right. That's baseball, Sometimes you need to do stuff like that. Hit by pitch, walk. You need guys to put pressure. And when bases are loaded, there's more pressure for everybody. More pressure for the pitcher, more pressure for the defenders, and everything is different when you apply pressure. And I feel that's what they did over there against Venezuela. But that was a painful. I knew it was over after that for sure.
It was an amazing game, an amazing tournament. I thought it did exactly what it was trying to do in terms of raise the awareness of the sport on a global scale. The television numbers in Japan were out of this world. I thought it was great, and I think that the next time we have this in 2026, even more and more stars are going to want to partake. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. And hopefully the injuries and the things that happen on that nature, because Jose Altuve, one of our guys, got hit by pitch on the thumb, and he got a surgery from that. And I'm pretty sure the Astros are hurting, from not having Altuve with them every single day since the beginning. But hopefully that's not something that it really take from what we live and what we expect and in those 3 weeks of a tournament, because it's pretty special and it's pretty nice to put baseball in the global scale. Seeing all the numbers of Randy Arozarena and Shohei Ohtani and Lars Nootbaar and all that, those guys, those numbers went up like it's really crazy on social media for them, because we can make it a global sport. Imagine our stars in the game of baseball, like Mike Trout, Mookie, and all of those guys who are like representing us, not just here in the United States or Latin America, but everywhere, all around the globe. I think it's gonna be important for the whole world to know that these players are so special. So I'm happy for the guys who represent their teams, who went there, play hard, play with passion, and like the manager Benji Hill from Mexico say, Mexico or United States or Venezuela, they didn't win. Baseball won with the whole tournament. So Japan ended up winning the whole thing, but baseball was the biggest winner with the competition. And I think he said it the right way, because Mexico put an amazing show, an amazing performance. They didn't end up winning, but they felt like they did it for baseball, and baseball ended up winning the big thing.
Absolutely. I loved it. I hate the injuries. I get it. But listen, the Edwin Diaz thing was a freak injury.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the strangest thing ever. The Altuve one, if you say, well, there you go, we can't do that stuff. Well, then you know what? Then we shouldn't have spring training games, because they could have easily happened there. We definitely shouldn't have the All-Star game, because, it can happen there too. So it was horrible. I feel terribly for him. I feel bad for the Astros as well. Just whatever. But there was so much good that came out of it, including just realizing what an enormous star globally Shohei Ohtani is, man. I mean, I talked to Vinny Pasquantino of the Royals, who played for Team Italy and played against Ohtani in Japan in the quarterfinals, I think it was. He was like, I've never seen anything like it. He's like, you can't move 3 feet without a huge poster of Shohei Ohtani being somewhere in Tokyo. I think you guys are at the 25 years down the line, you're going to say, I'm thankful I played against him while he was doing what he was doing.
Well, we play the Freeware series a week ago, against the Angels. We played 3 games, and I crossed path with Shohei, and the first thing that I said was thank you. We need to be grateful for the things that he's doing for the game of baseball. They're asking that guy for so much, and it's not just the Angels organization. It's baseball overall, MLB. All-Star games, the World Baseball Classic. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a chance to play in the playoff at some point, and he's doing it all, man. He's doing it without a break. He's ready. He's committed. He's pitching. He's hitting. He's doing the whole thing, and he's like putting his name, his family, and baseball in another level. And it's really fun to watch when you play against a guy like that, knowing how hard it is just to hit, how hard it is just to pitch, and doing it all, in a daily basis without really taking a break, other than off days that the team have, is pretty impressive. And we have to say thank you to Shohei for what he's been doing for the game of baseball the last 4 years now.
Nice of you. What did he say back?
No, he said like he gave me a thumbs up. It was like around the bases. He got to first base, and then someone hit a pop up, and I say, "What's up, What's up, Ohtani? Thank you and congratulations for the World Class." And he say thank you back. So
that's cool. That's cool. I'm a huge Ohtani dude, so I think that was well done.
Everybody should be an Ohtani fan, because the guy is unbelievable and it's pretty special. If you're in LA, man, or around Anaheim or whatever he plays on the road, take a look, because the guy is pretty special, and something that you want your kids to see, you want your family to see, and you want to actually see that what he's doing.
Yep, he is one of a kind. No disrespect meant to the manager of Venezuela, but is that something you would like to do one day?
I don't know, because there's so many things involved with being the head of a Venezuelan team. I mean, there's a lot of people that you need to know, and there's a lot of other stuff, because it's not controlled by just MLB or I mean, coaches in the MLB. You have to have some kind of relationship with the people in Venezuela. So I'm gonna have to get involved. So Omar Lopez, for me, was the perfect guy. He's been managing and winning ball for a long time, and he knows a lot of people that runs the federation in Venezuela. So at some point, if I have the chance of being so close to these people and kind of like learning how is the process to be part of the Venezuelan the Venezuelan team, I would love to, even if it's not a managing, but a coaching and being part of the staff. It will be really nice. I wouldn't say no to that opportunity for sure.
Okay, because Yachty did his thing for Puerto Rico, and
did
a pretty good job. He seemed to enjoy it.
And it's a pretty good showcase for guys who want to be the next managers.
Yeah.
Like Omar Lopez is a first base coach right now, but I'm pretty sure his goal and his dream is to be manager in the big leagues, right? So being in that spot and like being recognized by everybody around the world, I think it's a great opportunity. Same thing for Yari and same thing for the guys who did it in other teams.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Yadi's major league team, the St. Louis Cardinals. And I don't know how closely you've been paying attention to what's gone on there the last few days. We're taping this on a Thursday. Between Ali Marmol, the manager, and Tyler O'Neill, who got thrown out at the plate on a Tuesday night by Ronald Acuna, the Braves. And Marmol apparently did not like the effort. He came out and he questioned it right after the game. And he said, that's not the way we do things here. That's not how we play. It's, we go all out all the time. Basically, it wasn't a good look. And Tyler O'Neill was a little taken aback that Ali Marmol put that out there. Well, then on a Wednesday before the game, both Marmol kind of doubled down, and O'Neill had a response. I want you to give a listen, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
No, there's not an issue. There's just a style of play that we're going to make sure that everybody keeps to. And the reality was yesterday was an example of it not being to the standard that we expect. So it gets called out, we address it, and the player has an option to either cave in or go ahead and make a change and show something different.
I got up through the minor leagues and into the big leagues playing hard and playing scrappy, and that's who I am, that's my character, and I don't ever want anyone to take that away from me. These conversations definitely could have been had in-house and not gotten out on the loose like they have. Should have been handled a little differently in my opinion, but who's to say?
We understand that you're not in that clubhouse, but the general conversation we're having is managers calling out players in public. Have you ever had somebody do that?
Yeah, definitely. It's more old school than anything else, I mean, I got taken out of the game because I didn't run with a pop-up to the catcher that I thought was going to be foul and ended up being a fair ball. And I didn't run to first base. And the manager decided to take me out of the game. And he got on my face and told me in Miami in 2015. And what could I say? Like I was wrong, and I'm not gonna say that he's wrong for taking me out of the game if he's expecting something from me. At the end of the day, managers are the one who got the authority because they're there for a reason. As a players, we're probably not gonna like a lot of things that the manager does, but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, we're living in a country. The president is the head, right? And that's the same thing in baseball. We're players, and the head of the clubhouse and the head of the team at that point is the manager. We need to respect the decisions that he takes, and that's something is a little bit more old school. I remember when guys were taken out of the games because they didn't run hard to first base on a routine ground ball. But baseball have changed a lot, and especially this new generation coming in. I'm not saying anything like to any particular player. I'm just saying the new generation is kind of a little bit different because it's more a little bit more of a talk, and have it in house, like closed doors and people understand. But you're gonna have like other managers that they just gonna pull you out and take you out of the game because they thought that you didn't run hard. So it goes either way, because we as players, we never gonna be 100% satisfied with everything that the manager does, and the manager doesn't have to be completely happy with the way that you play the game, but there needs to be flexibility, because everybody's different and everybody do things a different way. So that doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's right. I just feel like it needs to be a little bit more flexibility between both,
So the way I heard it from Tyler O'Neill was I don't think he was upset that Ali Marmol saw it that particular way. He might not have agreed with it, but I don't think he was upset with that. I think he was upset that Marmol twice went to the press and kind of aired him out after you got removed from that game because of not running out the pop-up. Was that Don Mattingly or was it somebody else?
No, it was Dan Jennings. He used to be the GM for the team in Miami,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
took over. He took over as a manager. It took me
Right.
out of the game. He actually didn't. He did it in house. He didn't put it on the press. He didn't tell anybody. He just come into the office and he said, "You're not gonna play. You're not gonna play until you show that you want to play and you want to play hard." And I say, "Okay, I take it." And I mean, I don't think I wasn't playing hard. I thought I was playing hard. I just misread a fly ball, and I thought it was gonna be foul. I should have run. Yeah, I should have run to first base. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna judge him for doing that. And if he wanna go out in the press and do it that way, I mean, so be it. I'm not gonna take it personal.
So you wouldn't have been upset if he had aired you out in public?
No, yeah, I mean, I would have, but what else I can do? I mean, I'm not blaming Tyler O'Neill for being upset, but it has to be some kind of flexibility that things can be done like on a two-way way. Like players and managers could have that talk, and I mean, if he want to put it out there for the media, I mean, I don't know, like he probably have a reason, and he wanted to send a message or something. I don't really know.
Okay, so let's look at this from a different direction. Let's say you were in the clubhouse, in the Cardinals clubhouse, and you were a veteran player like you are and a leader like you are. Would you go up to Tyler O'Neill right now and just kind of put your arm around him and say, "Hey, listen, dude, it's okay. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here"? How do you handle that sort of dynamic? Because right now there's something that is playing out in a very public space right now.
Yeah. No, but the thing with this situation is you have to know the player and you have to know your personnel. There are players who are not approachable in these moments. So everybody's different, and that's why I'm always saying, like, even if a veteran player wants to be there for the guy, you need to know if this guy is gonna accept you. And it's gonna accept that you're gonna put the hand around his shoulder and be there for him. Maybe it's a different way. Maybe it's in a way where you invite him to a coffee and you talk to him one-on-one, and he's gonna listen to you a little bit more that way the next day than instead of doing the same day. Probably want to fight you if you say something to him right away. It's different. You have to know who you're dealing with, and it's really hard to talk about like a different clubhouse where I never been. So that's why I'm just putting myself, like, if this situation happens to me, how would I respond? And I will go straight to how this guy is every single day, and how should I go about it and talk to him. At the end of the day, all you want is for your players to know that you're there for them, and you have their back. And I mean, in families, we always gonna have problems. The good thing is that you find a way to move on and continue to go forward.
Most importantly, if you want to take a guy out for coffee, does it have to be Cuban coffee?
No, it can be an espresso. Actually, my favorite coffee right now is a macchiato. So it's a double shot espresso with a little bit of foam milk. It's like Italian coffee that I really like to have in Italy and in Italy, and in LA they have a lot of places that make really good macchiato.
Well, because you have mentioned Cuban coffee on this show before, haven't you?
Yeah. I make Cuban coffee at home whenever I have my machines and everything. But because I don't have the machine right now, I'm not having so much Cuban coffee.
Well, this is how much the Rose family adores you. I just want you to know this, that when we were helping you try to look for apartments, there was a coffee shop right in the area where we were looking at one. And I stopped in there. I turned to Michelle. I said, I have to go into the coffee shop to see if they have Cuban coffee for my guy. I walked in. I said, do you guys do Cuban coffee? And they said, unfortunately, we don't. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if my man could move here. So this is what we do. We look out for our teammates. I just want you to know this.
I like it. I know. Cuban coffee is not really easy to come by here in the West Coast, but yeah, definitely I'm looking to get my own coffee machine and make it at home for sure.
Can you do me a favor? And the
Yeah,
next time
got?
you talk to your buddy, your former teammate Sandy, I want you to tell him his agent screwed him. I know he's not going to like hearing that, but I just went just for shits and giggles. I looked at his contract.
Mhm.
Do you know how much he's making this year?
Like $4 million.
He's making 6, like 6.3.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, and next year he makes 9. And
Mhm.
then he starts to make like, listen, I get it. Big picture, it's great money. But
Yeah.
when you're talking about arguably the best person on the planet and what he is doing right now, holy smokes, I want to rip up that contract and be like, start over. Let's hit the reset button. Because he's freaking unbelievable right now, Miggy.
Yeah. That's the risk that the organizations take, when sign a pitcher like that. They did it on the right time, Sandy, and I know for a fact that Sandy wants to be there and wants to win there. And I mean, you can really see it whenever he take the ball, he wants to go to the distance and doing it in that fashion, 1 hour and 57 minutes, 100 pitches on the dot, with a 99 mile per hour sinker, for a ground ball into a double play. It's unbelievable, man. It's crazy because I got the opportunity to watch him for like the past 5 years work, and his dedication, his work ethic, how much he mature as a leader of a staff, as an ace. He always wanted to be an ace. He always wanted to be a Cy Young caliber pitcher, and seeing the kind of stuff that he's doing right now, and he's doing it now for like a year and a half, because the end of 2021 he was really good. 2022, obviously the whole year he was good, and now he just starting with another great performance. So hopefully he's listening to this, and he knows how proud I am of him. But I can't wait to face him and put some runs on him now.
No, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I like that.
It'll be really fun.
You know what? We got to get him when you guys are on the East Coast or when he's on the West Coast, whatever. We got to get him on with you because
I like it. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you right now that I can do that for sure. I'm gonna talk to him,
Yeah.
and we for the next one. Let's get together when I'm in the East Coast, and I'm gonna talk to Sandy, and we get him on the show, and we got a nice conversation with him for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Plouffe and I were having a discussion. Plouffe said that he looks wiry. So he's, what is he, 6'6" or so? Something like that. He's tall.
Yeah, he's pretty skinny, but he works hard, and he work out. But he's like 6'5" to 6'6".
Yeah. So so Plouffe's right. He's not like super jacked. See, to me, you can't ever tell in baseball uniforms.
No, he's skinny, but with a like big upper body, like high.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's not thick. It's just like high back, and like I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Like a
it's
wide
wide.
back?
It's wide. It's wide back. But it's skinny. Skinny and long arms, long hands. He's strong. He's really strong. His legs are really strong. He likes to run after he pitch, and his workouts after he pitches one of the most impressive things that you can see, because he works out for like 2.5 hours, like total. He runs on the treadmill, he do a bunch of like mobility stuff, and then he lift weights, and then he runs again. It's fun. It's fun to watch his preparation, and he starts right away, right after he pitch.
I think the last time I ran was like 2004. I went for a jog in Washington, D.C. I think that was the last time I ran.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, well, this is what happens. You get fat, you get a dad bod, and it's over. He's just kind of
exactly.
time. So whatever.
Right.
There was some interesting news that there's now going to be CBA protection for the minor leaguers. So they're basically going to double their pay, which is great because they were treated like shit for so long.
Mm-hmm.
When you first got here, you shared with us the story. I think you were in Billings, Montana, maybe, and ended up staying with a host family. But after that, were you one of those guys that had to live with like 5 other dudes in a 2-bedroom apartment as you were trying to make your way up? Is that how it went for you?
Yeah, that's exactly how it went for me. And I have to stay in the living room. I didn't have to share my own room until like I was in AA. But like in low A, in high A, I was like living outside on the living room on a inflated, mattress.
Yeah.
So that's what we do in the minor leagues, and that's how it used to be. Now it's a little bit better because teams are taking care of the players' allowance in the way that they stay. They stay in a proper apartment just with one other roommate. They have this complex they build in Arizona or Florida, and they have an apartment complex that they have 2 players per room, and it's much better now, because you're putting the player in a better position to perform, because that's, if you're not sleeping well and you're worrying about other things and you're not eating well, you're probably not going to perform the best. So, but yeah, that was my situation there. The only way to save money is for you to stay with other 5 guys in a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of nowhere, where you don't really know much about it. You don't have a good credit. You don't have a nice, bank account at that time. And it's really hard for you to find places that you can stay that is nice. So you need to go through other people for you to actually stay in the living room where they find an apartment. So it's kind of tough.
So I remember that when you were with the Dodgers coming up, that Jock Peterson was your roommate. Anybody else at the lower levels that ever make it that you lived with?
Well, not that I remember of right now that at the top of my head. Well, I play with Neftali Soto. Is Puerto Rican. He's playing in Japan right now. He plays for Puerto Rico, the WBC. He made his debut with the Reds, but then he went overseas and plays in Japan, home run king over there. So Neftali Soto was my roommate coming up with the Reds organization. Couple of the guys with the Dodgers that make it to the big leagues. Pedro Baez, Gregor Infante, a couple other Latin guys that play with me. Jimmy Garcia was my roommate in Chattanooga, so he pitching with the Blue Jays now. He pitched with me. He pitched with us with Miami as well.
Right.
A couple guys that make it to the big leagues. I'm pretty sure there are more, that I stay with, but a couple of them still around for sure.
So did Pedro Baez take as long in the bathroom as he does on the mound? Like if he went in there, were you like, oh my God, nobody can use the toilet for 75 minutes because he's gonna take forever?
No, he took forever to deliver the ball. He was a great third baseman. He was a big power bat. He was a third baseman for the Dodgers growing up, and he made the transition when he was in Double-A, I think, because he was strong. Yeah, he got a pretty good arm, but he was a big bopper, third baseman prospect. Couldn't really hit after Double-A, but
they've done that to a couple of relievers. Then him and Kenley, of course, was one of the biggest catchers you've ever seen in your life. He played the World Baseball Classic for the Netherlands behind the plate. And could you imagine Kenley Jansen being a catcher? That'd be the biggest dude ever back there.
The biggest guy. Yeah, it was really hard for him to squat down. It's crazy how these transformations happen. Now I'm playing with David Peralta, who was a pitcher. He hurt his shoulder, and he made the transition, after going to an independent ball league. I mean, and now he's close to have a 10-year service time. It's impressive, and I really appreciate those guys in the game of baseball, because they're really good things that you can talk to people about it, that you never want to give up of your dreams and the things that you can accomplish. And I'm happy that players like him and people like them, could have made the transition throughout their careers, and they had a really successful big league career as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think isn't Peralta from Venezuela too?
He's Venezuelan. Yeah.
Now I think he was in the Cardinals organization maybe when he was a pitcher.
He was there. Yeah, in West Palm. I remember he was talking to me about it a couple weeks ago when he was a pitcher. I always get on him, telling him that he left all his arm when he was pitching, because now he can really reach me as a cutoff man when they hit a double.
Stop one hop in the relay throw to the shortstop, dude.
He always one hop me, and I mean they always ask me to come closer to him, and I say it's no way that I can throw this guy out if I'm next to you right here in left field. Might as well you trying to throw the ball all the way is better, you know. It's got at least it's gonna be quicker. So,
what do you think? I'm Yoenis Cespedes. I can't throw the ball 300 feet as a cutoff, man.
I don't know what he's expecting for me to take all the responsibility.
Great. That's great. Well, listen, man, it was great catching up today. Best to your family when you talk to them. Don't forget, you've got open invitation when you get back here. If you have a little downtime, always hang out with the Roses. I'm sure Brady would love it if you wanted to come to one of his games.
Hey, I would love to. I would love to come check I would love to come check one of his games, and we can hang out and and have a good time. I will let you know. I will let you know for sure after I go back to LA, and knowing that I think we're gonna have an off day there, so hopefully we can plan something together for sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe we sneak you in as like a pinch hitter or something. It's we'll shave you, and then they'll be like, "Well,
nah. I don't want any other extra at bat after. If it's an off day, I don't want to be facing another pitcher for sure.
Dude, it's a high schooler who he's got zits all over his face. And he's throwing 79 miles an hour. Get up there with an aluminum bat and
imagine if I get out, because anybody can get out. Imagine if I pop it up and I get out, how bad I'm gonna feel.
Great point. It's a great point. Miggy Ro, it's always great catching up with you, my man. I always feel better after I talk to you.
Thank you very much, man. You made me feel really good too, man. Thank you very much.
You got it. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Rob Scirocco, who just celebrated a 32nd birthday, by the way. Shout out to
Happy birthday, Rob. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. And Miguel Rojas. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.